Yes, guys, well, welcome back to another live, and this time we are joined with Reece Bish from Swans Away Days, and we're just doing a quick Euro 2020. Well, not quick, because when we start talking, it's never quick, but we're going to be doing a sort of preview ahead of the Euros, which does start tomorrow, going through the groups, who we think could be a surprise package, and stuff like that. But first of all, how buzzing are you, mate?
Looking forward to it. The Euros are great. It's been, 5 years since the last one. Feels like just yesterday I remember watching those Wales games, the Gareth Bale free kick, the Robson Kanu, Cruyff turn. It's going to be exciting times. Glad Wales are in there, of course. 3 of the 4 home nations are in. Northern Ireland obviously didn't make it, unfortunately. But, yeah, Wales got a tough group, but I want to verse the best opposition in the Euros. So you can test yourself. Belgium in 2016, beat them convincingly. Obviously lost to Portugal, the eventual winners. But, yeah, I'm looking forward to the neutral games or even the so-called boring games like 2016, you had Hungary, Portugal, you look at that in the eye and you think, that's me crap, 3-3. So it's going to be a lot of goals, a lot of games. First 1 to 2 games usually in the groups are a bit nervy, and then the third game's always dramatic. But yeah, I am really looking forward to it.
Yeah, it's going to be a great occasion. Like you said, 5 years since the last one, even 3 years since the last major tournament, which was the World Cup. And I agree with you. The first game is like sort of settling into the group, sort of testing the waters, seeing how tough the opposition are in the group. And then second game, you're sort of, okay, if we can beat this team, so-and-so, we can beat them. And then the third game is just dramatic because like you have to beat them and hope that they draw against and all like that to qualify. But yeah, I'm absolutely buzzing for it. Hopefully, we don't get loads of boring games like you said, because there's quite a few on paper that do look boring, the likes of Austria, Macedonia. It doesn't sound the most appealing, but hopefully those games that sound awful on paper are actually quite decent. But yeah, let's just get into Wales then. Obviously, we're in a group with Turkey, Switzerland, and Italy. On paper, it's probably one of the most open groups, apart from Turkey, in my opinion. I think Turkey will win the group. And for second, I think any one of Switzerland, Wales, or Turkey could get second. But I'm saying...
Hang on. You just said Turkey will win.
Oh, second. Or any one of those 3 will finish second. Sorry, guys.
I was wondering where you on.
But yeah, I'm saying it'll be Turkey. No, I think it'll be Switzerland, Turkey, Wales, Italy. Would you agree?
So Turkey third, yeah, and Wales second.
No, Turkey third, Wales second, yeah.
I think Italy will come first. It's not guaranteed. I think they will drop a few points in the group, but you'd fancy Mancini. I do look at their defence, and I think it's a very Asian defence. Yes, they got Donnarumma, but I don't really keep. You got Chiellini, Panucci, and you think if Wales can play that false 9, Dan James using his pace, Bale, I think we could get some success out of Italy. Turkey, a lot of people are bigging up Turkey. I can understand why, because they've done well in the groups and that, but you look at their squad and it's an okay squad, but there's no outstanding player there for me. Yes, they've got Soyuncu. Yes, they've got Çalhanoğlu, but there's no outstanding a Gareth Bale or Xherdan Shaqiri in that team, in my opinion. And Switzerland, like I just said, they've got a decent team, but Shaqiri's not played a lot of football this season. Xhaka, he can hit them from quite far out, but so. Yeah, Wales really should be qualifying, in my opinion, even if it's third or second place. I've gone for third place for Wales, even though I just slated Turkey a little bit. I just think Turkish fans are mental, and if there is any Turkish fans in the stadium, which are probably going to be a few, they're going to make some noise. But as long as Wales qualify for whatever place, as long as we qualify, that's the main thing for us.
Group B then, Belgium, Denmark, Russia, Finland. I mean, I've said this when I've done my predictions, but because we have to do the predictions just one more time because we're 1 day away. But I said it when I was doing my predictions. Like I said, each group have got one quality team in it, and then all 3 of them, apart from maybe the Macedonia group, all 3 of them could fight for second. But apart from Group F, that's just a weird group as it is. But Group B then, I've just gone in the way that I said it: Belgium, Denmark, Russia, Finland. I mean, like you're saying just then, Finland, not for Finland, but you're saying Turkey don't have any standout players the same as Switzerland. Finland only really have, Timu Pukki up front and Hradecki in goal. So it's not, they've got a good goalkeeper, and a good striker, but it's just everything in between that. I think Belgium are just another class. Denmark are quite good, and Russia, we saw in the World Cup, they were quite good as well. But yeah, that would be my thing for Group B.
I think two is guaranteed. Belgium are guaranteed to finish top, Finland bottom. And it's just Denmark and Russia, really. Both teams where, Denmark have got a standout player in Ericsson. Russia don't really have a standout player, but they work well as a team. And I've actually gone Russia second, Denmark third. Even though I do think Denmark are a dark horse for this tournament, I'll still go. I think they'll get to at least the quarterfinals. But I just think Russia, they're a surprise package. People are expecting a little bit from the World Cup, and I just think, they'll get the job done. Finland, they should be beaten, and then even though Belgium's an hard game, anything can happen in these tournaments. So yeah, I'd probably go Russia second, Denmark third. But I think with Russia and Denmark, I think it'll be down to goal difference. So
yeah. I mean, like we said, Russia, a quality team, not quality players, but a quality team. Work well together. Denmark, they do have some quality players in there, like you said, Ericsson, Schmeichel in goals as well. And I think Schmeichel could be up there for one of the keepers of the tournament. I think he's just so solid. We'll see that later from my fantasy team. But yeah, we won't get into that at the moment. Group C then, Netherlands, Ukraine, Austria, Macedonia. I think, again, goes in that way for me. I think the only one that's guaranteed for me is Macedonia bottom. The only two that's guaranteed is Macedonia bottom and Holland first. And there was the same with Russia, Denmark, really. Austria, Ukraine are probably in the same quality of teams. Austria got Alaba, of course, Konrad Laimer as well, Sabitzer, and Ukraine have got Zinchenko, Tizgankov. It's quite a quality group, actually. No disrespect to Macedonia, but Netherlands, who are a very good team, Austria, like I said, and Hungary, Austria, and Ukraine. Hungary definitely not in a good group, but yeah, I would go in that order. I'd go Netherlands first, I'd go Ukraine second, Austria in third, and Macedonia in fourth. But I will say Austria will get through as one of the third place teams.
So, yeah, very similar to Group B, really, where you've got a stand-up team in Netherlands, like Belgium, and you've got a team which, aren't expected to get many points in North Macedonia, just like Finland. And, like you just said, second and third will be extremely tight. I've just gone Austria because they've just got a bit more players in Europe who play at a higher level. And Novdovic, former West Ham player, did well in the Premier League. Alaba, Sabitzer, players like that. I just think Ukraine, they're just one of those teams which, they're a big country, but you don't know too many of those players. So, surprise packages. And usually, in these tournaments, you do see one player from these type of nations just stand out and have a great move. And, one player in the World Cup we did that was Golovin. Not many people know who he was at a standout tournament. Had a move, didn't he, to Monaco, I believe. So, yeah, I'll go for Austria second, Ukraine third. But I did Ukraine, whoever finishes third in that group will have a great chance of progressing anyway.
Yeah, because like I said, this is no disrespect to Macedonia, but whoever does finish third in that group, they'll be looking at getting as many goals against Macedonia and keeping the goals against the Netherlands down to stand any chance of getting in as one of the third place teams. The next group is a team that we absolutely can't stand as Welsh fans.
In Scotland. In Scotland.
Czech Republic. But it's Group D. For me, I've gone Croatia, England, Czech Republic, Scotland.
Interesting. Do you explain those decisions then? Why Croatia first?
I think Croatia, they just have that voodoo over England, and I think that game between them and England on Sunday, I think that'll be 1-1, and then I think Croatia will get better results against Scotland and Czech Republic than England.
I tell you what, I think that's a tricky game for England. The first game against the World Cup runners-up, it's a tough game. If they lose that, the pressure's on, because I think, do they play Scotland in their second game? I think it's Scotland second for England. If they get lost in the first game, winning to Scotland, a derby essentially, with Scotland fans travelling down, that will be a nervy game. But for me, I think England will top the group. I know England fans saying, we want second or third. Bullshit, you want to finish top. Doesn't matter who you're playing in Group F or whatever, if you get the next round, you're going to have those quality teams in the knockouts anyway. So I'll go England first, Croatia second, Czech Republic third, and Scotland last, in my opinion. Scotland, listen, they've done all right to get to this tournament, but, I look at that squad, it's not good. And Jay Fulton not getting in was, disgrace. But I don't want to go to club football after what happened in a playoff final, but still a bit salty after that. Cheers, Swans. But, yeah, I think Scotland, they're just not a great team. Czech Republic, Southcheck's always a danger, and we've played them before, and they are a handful. So, yeah, I'll go England, Croatia, Czech Republic, and Scotland in last.
Yeah, do you think Czech Republic will get through as one of the third place teams?
I do. I think, Scotland potential, England. Sheffield have beaten them before, and Croatia an aging side. So I think they will get a few points there, and yeah, they should really progress.
Right, Group E is an interesting one. Poland, Spain, Slovakia, and Sweden, and that's the way that I've predicted. I think Poland will top the group. I'll tell you my reasons in a minute. I think Spain will finish second, Slovakia in third, and Sweden in fourth. The reason I've gone Poland top is because 2016 when Spain had Croatia in their group, and Croatia actually won the group, and I think Poland and Croatia are the same type of team, and just Spain is. I was looking at that Spain squad, and we'll look through the squads in a bit. But that Spain squad, it doesn't look as 2014 in the World, not 2014, 2010 in the World Cup. It doesn't look like 2012 in the Euros. It just there's no star player, and Ramos isn't in it,
No.
so you're never going to win a major tournament without Ramos.
I haven't seen many people put in Poland top, but I actually agree with you. I said this in my video the other day. I think Poland will win the group. They've got some really good stand-up players. Lewandowski, Zielinski, Szczesny, Fabianski, who plays in goal. They've got a good backline. Helik had an outstanding season. Barnsley. They got Glick as well, who I still believe is playing. And, I think they're just a solid team with Spain. They've got 2 COVID players out, Busquets, and I think it's... Oh, I can't remember, but someone put in the comments, there's another Spain player out, and they only took 24 players out of 26. Now they're down to 22. So losing players like that quickly, and I just think, like you said, there's no stand-up players. You look at their squad, Ferran Torres, he's an okay player at times. You look at their defence, it's not great, and then, De Gea's not even their starting keeper. So there's a lot of question marks about Spain, and the way they like to play football, I just don't think they have a goal scorer in that team, to be honest. No one like Diego Costa. So, yeah, I think they'll struggle. And, we nearly had the group right, but I've gone Sweden first, Slovakia fourth. The only reason I've gone for Sweden is, Alexander Isaac's a superb season. I think he will get a few goals.
The only reason I think the only reasons I've gone for Slovakia in third is because they've done it in 2016. They finished third in a group with Wales, Russia, and England, and that's a tough group to finish third in. Everyone put Slovakia bottom of the group and not getting any points from, and they actually got a point off England, cheers Slovakia, and actually beat Russia. So I mean they're a real dark horse. I think Slovakia. I think they'll get out the group as one of the third place teams. I'm not saying they're going to go on to win it, but I think they might, push a team in the last 16. I think they'll go out in the last 16, but I think they'll push a team, maybe like Belgium or something like that, just push them, but just not have enough. But Josh, I don't think so, mate. I mean, maybe, but it'll be a shock for them to get a point. No disrespect. But yeah, Group F is quite tricky. Someone said it on Twitter. They said the winner is coming from this group 100%. I don't agree with that, but
I'd say when people are picking a winner from the tournament, I think these are 3 of the probably 6-7 teams you'd expect to win the tournament. But yeah, it'll be interesting, won't it?
Yeah. So obviously, I'm guessing you're saying Macedonia. Why do I keep getting Macedonia stuck in my head? I'm an obsession with Macedonia. I'm presuming you are putting Hungary fourth.
Yeah, correct.
And I'm presuming you're putting France first.
Correct again.
But I know that you're biased towards against one certain team. You're putting Germany.
That's a bit unfair, in my opinion. That's a bit unfair.
You're putting Germany in second, aren't you?
Yeah.
No, I just think that man is going to do it. I think he's been slated, saying he doesn't turn up in major tournaments. Ronaldo, but he was the assistant manager in 2016 when they won it, making sure he was getting that fly off him. Captain,
and Ronaldo got carried by a Swansea player who scored in the final. Pull on your CV, Eddie. But the reason why I've gone Germany second ahead of Portugal is it's Joachim Löw's last ever tournament as a German manager, so that's a bonus. They've got some great players: Neuer, Kimmich, Gnabry, Sane. These are dangerous players on their day. And I look at that Portugal team, a lot of Asian players. Pepe, only 38. They got Patricio in goal, who's over 30. Ronaldo's 36. I know these are quality players, but if they go to extra time, latter stages, and I think with Germany they've got a younger squad now. Yes, their team's not as good as before, but I just still think that they're going to do it in Portugal. I don't think they're going to get out. I don't think they're going to make the knockouts. I just think they're going to lose to France. They'll lose to Germany. And I think Hungary might take a point off them because they got a point. And I just think Portugal, they're a very, very overrated side, in my opinion. Yes, they did win the Euros in 2016, but in the World Cup, they were pretty piss poor. Who did they lose to? Who did they lose to? They lost to Croatia, I think.
No, they lost.
I think
Uruguay, I think. No, not Uruguay.
Yeah, Uruguay. Yeah, it was Uruguay 2-0.
Yeah.
Where Ronaldo was outshined by Edison Cavani. So again, Ronaldo turned up in a big game.
Give it to Eddie Cavani.
But in my opinion, I don't think Portugal will get through because I just can't see them getting many points. And that's why the likes of Czech Republic, Ukraine, teams like that will have a better chance because they're versing easier teams in the group. But yeah, talk to me about your reason why you put Portugal second and Germany third.
I think Germany, whoever finishes third, I think the top three will go through. I think whoever finishes third will go as one of the highest ranked, third place teams because of Hungary. I think they're just gonna. I think no disrespect to Hungary, but I think a lot of teams will put at least 2 or 3 on Hungary. So that gives them a boost in their goal difference. And then if the games against each other are tight, they're not gonna have massive goal differences, but they're probably gonna have enough to get over the line. I think the only reason why I'm saying Portugal over Germany is because the attacking threat that Portugal have. They have João Felix, who a lot of people don't rate, which is pathetic, really. If you ask me, he's an absolute quality player. Bruno Fernandes as well, 2 goals and an assist last night. Ronaldo is literally the best player in the world. The back line is quality with Cancelo. Ruben Diaz as well, who's player of the season this year in the Premier League. So, again, another point there. One of the most underrated goalkeepers in the Premier League in Rui Patricio. One of the best midfields with Moutinho, Neves and Bruno Fernandes. I mean, squad depth, Renato Sanchez, Swansea legend.
I'm going to leave it streaming. I don't know.
Yes, 100%. It is coming home to Wales.
He's coming home to Marvin.
There's the groups then. So, who would you say is out of the entire 24 teams? Obviously, I don't think one of these will go on to win it, but who do you think will be the surprise package that will go further on in the tournament?
Surprise package. Now, surprise package, if anyone doesn't know what that means, it basically means they're not like the top 10 favourites to win the tournament, so you can't just say, France a surprise package, as some people are saying. I think Germany surprise package. No. I'd say any of the so-called big teams, like even Italy, Netherlands, you can't count them. So regarding that, I'd probably go Denmark. Even though I predict them to come third in their group, I think they will get through that. And then I predict them to get to the semi-finals maybe, with the luck of the draw. But I just think they've just got a quality squad. Schmeichel, they've got the experience of going far as well. I think they lost to, Croatia on penalties before, and Schmeichel saved the penalty in extra time and far in the stands. I just think Denmark are one of those teams where they're so tough to break down. Wales have played them before, and we lost to them. They played Ireland in a playoff semi-final, and they battered Ireland like 5-1. So my surprise team who aren't going to win the tournament, but say surprise pack, I'll go Denmark. I think they'll make it the furthest out of the so-called non-big teams.
Do you know what? Mine is really controversial. I'm going Croatia. I think Croatia could really cause a lot of problems. The only reason being, I was going to say Italy, but when he was saying no Italy, no Netherlands, I was like, right, okay. I'm not going to say
thing is, would you count Croatia though as a surprise package? Because they did get to the final of the World Cup, so I don't know.
But in terms of away from the top 6, I mean the top 6, you'd probably put Belgium, England somehow, Germany, France, Italy, Portugal. Netherlands, Portugal. Yeah, they got to be first. Anyway, no. So Italy, Belgium, Netherlands, England, Spain, Germany, France. Yeah. So probably Croatia out. So yeah, I think and plus, this is probably the last tournament they're going to have with a best form squad that they had in the World Cup. Modric is really starting to get to the end of his career now, which is upsetting for a lot of football fans because he's just an absolute class player. Perisic, all of them are getting older now, and this is probably their year if they're to really win a major tournament. I said it the other day on my predictions. I said I don't think they will win it. I'm not saying they will win it, but I'm saying if there was a major tournament for Croatia to win, it probably would be now because in Qatar their team is going to be very old. Modric I think will be 30, 37. Perisic is entering the mid 30s as well. So this is probably the one for Croatia, but I just don't think they'll do it. I think they'll get quarterfinals, maybe even semi-finals with a lucky draw. But yeah. And back to the interesting part, because I know exactly who I'm picking for this. Top goal scorer. I already know yours.
Do you want to go first then? I want to hear yours.
Because I predicted a France-Portugal final, I think France's goals are going to come from a lot of sources, from midfield with Pogba, up front with Griezmann, Dembele might grab a couple. And I think the way I predicted, I think England got to the semi-finals, Portugal, France, and Italy. I don't think Italy have got, I think Immobile is a good striker, but I just don't think he's going to grab enough goals during the tournament. And then on the other side of the draw, I don't think Harry Kane's going to grab enough goals because they're playing a very solid Croatia team, very solid Czech Republic team. He might get a couple against Scotland, but then in the knockout, they could have Portugal, France, or Germany where he's not going to score a couple of goals.
Because I remember he won her in the World Cup, didn't he? Because he had 6 goals, but 3 of those goals came against bloody Panama, for God's sake. So,
I think everyone has. We'll go through the squad news in a bit. We won't go through like every team. I'll just pick like the major ones. But yeah, I've got Ronaldo to win the Golden Boot. I think he has got a big tournament in him. He didn't have a good World Cup 2018. I think he only scored 3 or 4 goals. I think.
I think it was 3.
Yeah, and because he was like joint 3rd or 4th or something, which was ridiculous considering they got knocked out in the last 16. But then the Euro 2016, he didn't really do much. Obviously, he scored that goal against Wales, scored a couple in the group stage as well. I think Ronaldo needs one massive tournament. I think every top player has had one tournament where you said, this is the one. I generally, the way Portugal played last night, I know it was Israel before people pelt me in the comments. I know it was Israel. But the way they were playing, just so fluid, it just looked like it was going well. I really do see a France-Portugal final. And then, I did say France because I think, you'd be stupid to not pick France. But I really could see it going the other way. I think they've got such a well-rounded team. Not many teams retain the Euros as well, which is another thing. Top goal scorer is Ronaldo for me.
It's obviously a fair shout, but I just think because he's got such a tough group, I don't know. But the thing is, I've actually gone.
Definitely gets Hungary now.
What? Thing is, Hungary aren't even a bad team. That's why I feel a bit bad for them. They're not even that bad. But my top goal scorer. It's interesting because you've gone for a player who will be playing striker, and I've gone for a player who won't be playing striker, but I've gone for Kylian Mbappe. My reasoning for this is, I know you said they'll share the goals round, but if Benzema is injured, I do suspect that Mbappe might be taking penalties. We've seen against Argentina in the World Cup, even though they had a lot of players, he scored a brace. And he's just so quick on the counter-attack, he can score when it keeps looking to kick it long. And I just think Mbappe, he's so quick, well-rounded, a great finisher. A sweaty goal as well. I just think Mbappe is going to get 7 or 8 goals this tournament, and I just think, for out-and-out striker like Benzema, maybe, but I just think Mbappe is going to explode because, he's not going to be subbed off. He could take penalties, and that's one of the reasons why people. I seen someone earlier say De Bruyne will be the top goal scorer. I was like, De Bruyne doesn't take penalties. You need to go for someone who takes penalties and up there. That's why people say Lukaku, Kane, but for me, I'm going to go for the Kylian Mbappe.
Yeah, it's a fair shout. I've always said it for major tournaments. I said the top goal scorer will always be someone who finishes in or gets to at least the semi-finals, final, or wins it because they've got more games to score, more goals in, and
Yeah.
if they've got a favourable draw, so like a favourable group, sorry, so like Belgium, Lukaku could bag quite a few in the
Yeah.
group stages. Finland and Russia and Denmark. Kane, like you mentioned as well, could bag a couple against Scotland. But yeah, so Reece has gone with Mbappe. I've gone with the main man, CR7. Who is your player of the tournament?
Oh, yeah, that's an hard one, isn't it? Player of the tournament. I think I put on Twitter earlier. I know this is boring, but I've gone for Mbappe again. I just think if you're going to be the top goal scorer, and if France do win the Euros, then it's hard to look past, the player who has got the most goals and things. So I think player of the tournament kind of sneaks in, because let's face it, it's never going to go to a defender. Never a defensive midfielder. It's going to be an entire midfielder or striker. And I just think Mbappe will carry France over the line, especially in performance in the final, which, we've seen him do before. And, if I weren't going for Mbappe, though, but I am going for Mbappe. So I go for Kylian Mbappe as player of the tournament.
Well, as you were saying that, you were saying not a lot of sort of defenders or defensive midfielders get it, but I'm going to go with a surprising one. I'm going to go with N'Golo Kante. I think N'Golo Kante wins it if France win the Euros. I think I know a lot of people appreciate what Kante does because everyone knows what he does on the football pitch, but I don't think they won the World Cup in 2018, and that partly was down to that partnership of him and Pogba. And I think that'll happen again in the Euros. That partnership just gels, doesn't it? I mean, yes, there's an argument Pogba only plays for France, but we won't get into club football. But I think that partnership allows Pogba to basically drive forward because Kante's there behind him, supporting him, saying, "Go on, Paul, just go." And then the work Kante does off the ball, finding the space, finding the pockets, and just he's so tiny as well, so he's so agile, and he just gets in and around the pitch. Like I said, I don't think I'm going to say France, but I'm saying Portugal can. So I'm not going to give it to Ronaldo, but so I would give it to Kante if France win the Euros. If they don't, then I think it'll be whoever wins it. It'll be the main man in the final, I think. So if Portugal do go on to beat France in the final, or whoever wins the final, whoever puts that major performance in the final will probably win, unless someone gets like 15 goals in the tournament, which, like you said, a top goal scorer with a lot of goals you can't look past.
Yeah, just have a quick look who won in 2016. So I'm not sure who it went to. It went to
I'm trying to think.
Antoine Griezmann.
Yeah, he was a top scorer as well.
That's weird because they lost the final as well.
Yeah, he was a top scorer. He had like 7 goals. Do you know what? Griezmann would be a decent shout because he takes their penalties, doesn't he? Well, I don't know if Mbappe will now, but Griezmann has been known for taking penalties for France. Would you say Mbappe's... not Mbappe. Would you say Griezmann's in there with a shout?
Yeah, probably, but Griezmann's a weird footballer, and he doesn't have an out-and-out position because he's not a striker, he's not a winger, he's not really a number 10. He's just... it's weird.
That's what he wants. He just does what he wants.
It's like he doesn't turn up for club football, does he? Club football for Barca, I haven't seen him in years. But when he plays for France, he just turned into an animal. 6 goals, it's impressive, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, he's a quality footballer, but like I said about Pogba, some players just play for their country rather than their club. And that's what makes some fans lose a lot of, sort of praise for these players that just turn up when they want. This is an interesting one. I'll leave young player for the end, but most like breakthrough. Young player, I think young player and breakthrough player are kind of different. Yeah. Who do you think will be the breakthrough player of the Euros?
That's a tough question because I haven't heard that one before, so I'm generally going to have to think. So if you want to do yours first, because I've got to think about this.
Right, I'm going for a Spaniard left winger called Ansu Fati.
Ooh.
I think he's been on the fringes of like sort of Barcelona and stuff. Everyone knows his potential, quality player. I think he's gonna, because like we said earlier, the Spain team, there's not much in there, so he's probably going to start, or if not, play a lot of minutes during the tournament. But I'm going to go with Ansu Fati, and I think after this tournament, I think that the breakthrough one is difficult because it could be someone who's had a awful last couple of seasons, goes into this Euros and does fantastic, and then just relights their career. I was going to say Lingard if he sort of no, if he was selected, I would have said Lingard. Tournament would have given his career a major boost. West Ham probably would have just cashed up the money then, and then go. But I'm going to go Fatty. No, I'm not calling him Fatty. His name is Ansu Fatty, but yeah, I think he's a player.
I just thought of mine. Now I know this sounds stupid because in the Premier League he's really done well this year, the year before, and then he was in the Championship. I know this sounds silly, but this has got to be in an international shirt. And for me, the player who's going to really break through this year and solidify his place in the England team, I'm going to go for Jack Grealish. Now, the reason why I'm going to go for Jack Grealish, yes, he's already highly rated, but in an England shirt, he's done okay, but he's not really, had a breakthrough spell. So I think in that first game against Croatia, he's going to do great. And I think he'd really kick on, and then, he'll have some big clubs looking at him in the summer. So I'm going to go Jack Grealish as my breakthrough player of the tournament.
He could have a really good tournament, Grealish, or he could have an absolute woeful one. It depends what Southgate does, because we'll talk a little bit about later when we sort of
Southgate, you're the one.
You don't turn me on, bringing us home again. Yeah, but we'll look at sort of our favourites later on. But it's Jack Grealish, right? Mine's Ansu Fati. And the last one then is the young player of the year. I've got mine locked on already. I can't class it as Mbappe. He's too experienced at his age.
Well, actually, I might go for Mbappe now.
Mbappe would be walking out with 3 awards and the European Championship. They'll have to put him all in the top.
So young player of the tournament. Now, that's going to be a tricky one, and that because players like Mbappe, they're still young, but they've done well. But young player, I'm trying not to think of any French players because I've given everything to France. So if you want to go for yours again, so I can think about mine.
I'm going for an Englishman that has.
I know who you're going. I know now who you're going for.
A lot of people just how he didn't get into his team when he was first there had to go somewhere else and then he's going to be coming back to the Premier League to show the other side of where he left, what he's really made of. Jadon Sancho.
I thought you were going Foden.
No, Jadon Sancho for me. Again, we said earlier when we said breakthrough, yes, he's doing good in the Bundesliga, but the Bundesliga is nothing compared to the Premier League, and he's not done nothing on the international stage, and he's still very young. Whereas Mbappe, Mbappe's won the World Cup at his age, so that's why I think I can't look past Jadon Sancho. I was going to say Jude Bellingham maybe, but I just don't think you'll get enough. He won't play, I don't think. So I can't really say that, because I wanted to say that about Trent in the World Cup in 2018, but he just didn't get the game. So you can't really say he's going to be the young player of the year if he doesn't get games. But yeah, so I'm going with Jadon Sancho. Yeah.
That's an interesting one. Now, I'm just having a look through Google at some young players from the nations, I don't know, and I'm looking through, and there's a few good ones. Like you said, Bellingham, he's a good shout, but is he going to play that much with some other players? But, I've had a look at some of these, and this is going to be an interesting one I'm going to go for, because I don't think they're going to go very far in the tournament at all, but I'm going to go for it anyway. Alexander Isak, Sweden striker. Now, I doubt Sweden will get very far, maybe not in the group, but
I might finish what?
I'm just trying to figure some obscure ones. I'm going to go Mbappe. I'm going to be boring. But if I'm not going to go for Mbappe, people say, you can't go Mbappe. Well, I am. But if I wasn't, I'd go Isaac. But they're not going to get far, so I'll go Mbappe again.
Can England meet Scotland or Wales in the final? I believe, yeah. Well, yeah. I don't know if they can meet England. I don't think England and Wales can meet each other in the final, but anyone from the same group can meet each other in the final. It's just the way.
Thing is, I wish they say, for example, I wish they did the draw after the thing, so we know who the group winners are, second and third, and then just do a draw, random draw, and then for the quarterfinals draw.
I couldn't have that.
I just find it England,
imagine that Wales, France. Yeah, cheers, bye, we're out.
the thing is, for England, for their sake, they'll benefit from finishing second and first, and that's just stupid, isn't it?
Yeah, because if I'm not saying they're gonna purposely blow a game, but if say they do lose to Croatia or drop points, there's gonna be questions asked. Oh, are they doing that on purpose?
They did that in the World Cup, didn't they? They put like a B team out against Belgium, lost, and then that's how they did so well in the knockouts.
Frauds, man, frauds. Right, we've gone through pretty much everything there, so I'm going to show you the prediction league that I've set up. If you do want to take part in this league, go to the previous video where I gave my game week prediction week predictions and just comment your predictions for it. So we're going to bring this up on the screen now. So as you can see, I've got everyone that has sort of entered a prediction down the left-hand side. And then, as you can see down the bottom, I've got match day 1, 2, 3, last 16, quarterfinals, semi-finals, and then final. So if we go on to match day 1, for example, I've got all the games down here from match day 1. And then obviously I've got my predictions to the side, because obviously I'm not taking part in the sort of prize pool, but I will be taking part in the predictions, but just not actually. I'm not going to give myself 10 pay. But I'm seeing how I do against all of the guests collectively. And then, so if you do want to take part, just go into the game week 1 predictions, just put your predictions for all of the games, and then the winner from each round will get, just a shout out, and then obviously the winner from it all will get £10. So, £10 in your bank balance is nothing to shy away from. But now we're going to go into quite a fun part. I really want to do this. Manager of the tournament. Now, I don't want to just go Deschamps if he wins it with France. I want to sort of look away from it and say if someone goes far in the tournament that's not expected. For example, if Wales were to get quarterfinals, does Rob P get a shout out? But I'm just going to be boring, and I'm going to say no, I'm not going to say Gareth Southgate. I am going to say Didier Deschamps, but the only reason being is because no, I've changed my mind. Joachim Low.
We predicted them to finish third in the group.
Yeah, they're going to get through it though. I think they're going to get quarters or semis. Germany, or Mancini could be a shout as well for Italy.
I'm going to go beat Spain. Really. Fair enough.
Is that England?
I don't know what he's on about. I don't know what he's on about, but fair enough. For me, do you know what? I'm going to go for a surprise.
yeah, it is Luca.
Sure, I'm going to go for a surprise. This team, they're likely to finish 4th. They've never been to a European competition before, and they don't have many players. So I'm going to go for a surprise. The manager of the tournament for me is going to be Didier Deschamps for France.
Oh, what an idiot! I thought he was going to pull out the Macedonia's manager's name there.
Let's be fair. Whoever wins the tournament will get a manager. It's like the Premier League. Whoever wins it does get it. So I'm going to go with Deschamps.
Yeah, that's a fraud. But anyway, we won't get into manager and bloody player of the tournament in the Premier League. But yeah, now we're going to look at the squads for the tournament to pick out if there's any potentially surprising squad selections. There are some as well. We will have a look at Wales first, because obviously we're Welsh and yeah. So I done my own video on this, so I'll basically just give this to you, for example. I've already done my reaction on this. What would you rate the squad out of 10? And do you think certain players have been unlucky to have missed out? Oh, he's left. I was talking to myself. Right, I'll wait until Reese gets back in the stream, so I'll just answer your questions. Bear with me. Right, we will wait for Reese to come back in. So let me just quickly read some of the questions. I'm on the Scotland. Do people think Scotland are going to do well? I mean, personally, I think they'll finish I think they'll finish fourth in the group. To be truthfully honest with you, but right, let's have a look at this actually first. Right, I'll tell you what I'll do first. I'll show you my link for my fantasy team because if you want to join my fantasy team, you can. Right, so let me just sort this out. So my fantasy team for the Euros is Schmeichel in goals. I think he's got a quite a pretty easy group in terms of Finland, Russia, and Belgium. It's not the hardest group. I've gone for Hinteregger there at right back. I think against Macedonia, I probably will take him out after that first game, but I think that game against Macedonia, clean sheet. Daley Blind, clean sheet against Ukraine. Put Maguire in there, but he's doubtful, so I'm going to actually have to sub him out for Dragovic. So let me just quickly do that on stream. So we'll put Dragovic in there instead of Harry Maguire, literally on the spot. Lindelof in there as well. I think Lindelof is a good shout. Midfield then. Go back to the midfield. Dan James, I think, against Switzerland, we're going to counter-attack Switzerland. So, there's room for him to counter-attack, getting behind that Switzerland team and maybe grab a goal. Kovacic against England. I think Croatia's midfield is going to dominate England personally. And then Jorginho, I think, he's on penalties for Chelsea. So I'm presuming he is on penalties as well for Italy. And then the front three. There's goals in this. Ronaldo against Hungary. I've got him as my captain. Double points on Ronaldo. And Mbappe as well. I think he will score the goal against Germany. And then Immobile, I think he'll grab a goal against Turkey as well. But yeah, I mean, it's difficult, isn't it? It's difficult because I'll get Reece back in.
Sorry about that. My phone just died, so I had to switch devices.
No, that's fine. So I was just basically going through my fantasy team. I was saying that Schmeichel, out of the group he's in, I wouldn't say it's a easy group, but I mean, Finland and Russia potentially clean sheets in there. Put Hinteregger of Austria, I think he's a quality right back, and Macedonia probably going to get clean sheet. Same with Dragovic as well. I do have Harry Maguire, but obviously he's doubtful for that game. Daley Blind, clean sheet against Ukraine, I presume. And then Lindelof, I think it sounds stupid, but I think he's going to be one of the most underrated players in that Sweden team. Obviously, he's probably one of their best players, but I just think, defensively, Sweden are normally quite good. Their midfield, I put Dan James in there because I said this to you off air, didn't I? I said, he's classed as a midfielder on here, even though he's a forward. So why not use that to my advantage and get him into that midfield so I can get this front three in there as well. Kovacic, I said that Croatia's midfield, I think, will overrun England's midfield in that game. And then, no disrespect to Czech Republic and Scotland, but I think he will do really well in there. I said Jorginho takes penalties for Chelsea, so I think he might. I don't know if he will take them for Italy, but he's always good in that midfield. And then I just basically said goals. I mean, main man here, captain, CR7, Golden Boot winner.
I got a question. Do you know for Portugal, who do you reckon will take penalties? Do you reckon it'll be Ronaldo or Fernandes?
I reckon it'll be Ronaldo.
Yeah.
Mbappe goals, Immobile goals as well. But yeah, I mean, you can basically say that for most of them. But let's actually go into something in a minute because we did both do our own prediction video, didn't we? But now we've got to the tour. Now we're basically at the tournament. I just want to do our tournament predictor with the teams that we've got to finish in the group to see who they get in the knockout round. So we'll do this quickly, just because I'm so buzzing and like some of my pre-tournament predictions have changed. So we're going with Wales second, is it? Did you say? No, you said.
I said. If we can't decide, we'll get the comments. I've gone third, right? I think I put Switzerland fourth.
I put Switzerland fourth as well. Right.
No, it's just where we put Wales. Like I personally put third because Rob Page, that experience. I don't think we'll play Kiefer Moore, but I don't know why you going for. I'll stick by Wales third.
See,
Comments, help us out. Wales, are we finishing? Put 2 or 3. And when we see a few comments, then yeah, but I'm going to put 3.
Yeah, so where do you think Wales will finish, guys? Do you think Wales will finish second or third? The only reason I'm saying second, I think it's a bit more optimistic than it is truth. So do you know what? I think I'm just going to agree with you and put us in third, because it was more sort of ambitious rather than actual. And Box has even said it in the comments as well. Wales third. So we'll go with that. This group, just going to do this. I'm just going to do this. And for me, was it you said Russia second and Denmark third, wasn't it?
Yeah.
I did say it the other way around, but what do you guys think in the chat? Do you think Russia will get second, or do you think it'll be Russia second, says Stephen? I mean, I don't know.
I agree with Stephen. I know Denmark's the easy option, but Russia are a very, very good side, and we've got 1 Russia, 1 Denmark, so even the chat a deadlock. But yeah, you guys will have to help us in the comments. Do you think Russia or Denmark will finish second? Because I'm going to stick with Russia, Mike stick with Denmark, so we need to decide one.
Oh no, that's the same one. Denmark in good form beat England recently. They did it. That was at Wembley as well, wasn't it? I think. Right, go on then. The deciding vote, and the deciding vote is actually Bailey. Denmark second, definitely they're the better team. I wouldn't say definitely the better team. That's quite controversial, but I would say, well, they're slightly better. So we're just going to do this.
Do you know that bald guy who was booing in front of the TV the other day? We should get him on to boo our decision. Boo!
What an idiot. What an idiot. Will be close, though. Yeah, I think it will be close. This one, you went Austria second and Ukraine third. Now we're 1 day away from the tournament. I am going to agree with you. But listening to someone else's prediction when you said, they got Alaba, they got Sabitzer, they got Arnautovic, Dragovic at the back even as well. So yeah, I'm going to go with that order. This order, just going to unfortunately do this and do that.
Yeah, I think that's sensible.
I'm saying this and then this, but
are you saying that because you're a Welshman? Say like you were from Israel. Would you then put England? Like, let's be England, because Croatia, they're an aged side. With England, they've got so much young attacking talent. I just think they'll get first. They got Foden, Grealish, Sterling, Rashford, Kane, Rice, Bellingham. It's a better squad than Croatia, and all 3 of their games are at Wembley. So
we've got another controversial point. Actually, a lot of people are saying Scotland third.
No, come on now, guys. No, no.
Me, I'll not do that.
Me and Mike both agree that Scotland finishing last. So
I'll actually rate Czech Republic. We done a watch on the other few weeks back, didn't we, for Wales Czech Republic, and
even when we had we did nothing. We did nothing. They were down to 10 men for 20 minutes, and they did nothing. But on the Group E now, I think me and Mike agree on the top 2, but not the bottom 2. So it's weird.
Yeah. Poland in first and Spain in second. There's a lot of reasons why I think they go above them. We said it earlier, didn't we? Spain. There's not a superstar in there, so I'm going to say Poland first, Spain second. But you're going Sweden third, right?
The reason why I've gone for them third is, a goal scorer is the difference in this tournament. And for me, they got Emil Forsberg who can create chances. And, when you got Alexander Isak, I think if they had Ibra, I'd think they finish last because he's all about himself. But Isak, team playing with Forsberg in their team as well, I think, they'll get a few goals. And, like you said, Lindelof at the back, who's a good defender. And obviously, Nordfeldt in goal will probably cost them. But, yeah.
A lot of people are actually saying Sweden. So
well done, chat.
I'm going to go Sweden because, yes, I think Slovakia will do it. But, yeah, Box says, we mentioned that in the earlier on in the show, didn't we? That Spain have got quite a few COVID issues, which is gonna affect them a hell of a lot. Right, this is the one. I think
another interesting
on these two. I think a lot of people in the live chat will agree on France in first and Hungary in last. It's just it really is this, and Like Box says in the chat, Group F is literally a lottery. Whoever wants it more. And Germany have got 2 games in Munich as well, which is just what? No, I think they've got 3 games in Munich or 2. I can't remember, but them and Hungary are the 2 host nations in the group, which is mesmerising, really. But
I just think because Germany have got France first game, it will help them massively.
Portugal second.
So I've gone Germany second, Portugal third. Mike's gone Portugal second, Germany third. So we'll have to have that chat well. But the reason why I've gone Germany, Lowe's last campaign, you'll want to finish on a high. Got some very exciting young players on the show. They got France first, so they got the hardest game out of the way first. Then they got Hungary and Portugal. So, they'll get goals in those last 2 games, especially against Hungary. And I just think, with the talent, Mano Timo Werner's not a great striker, but there's going to create so many chances, I think, as the attacking players. And, Gnabry, Sane, Werner, Havertz, Kroos, Gundogan. I just think that team is better than Portugal for me. But, yeah, let's see what you guys are saying.
So we've got, obviously, Box saying Group F is a lottery. Then we've got Bailey saying France first, Portugal second. Stephen, France, then Portugal. Then Box says it might come down to goal difference between the 2. Stephen's gone Germany will finish third. James has gone second, Portugal. Ethan's gone France, Germany, Portugal, Hungary. Box has gone Portugal second, but he thinks all 3 will go through. Do you know
what? I think people are edging Portugal, so yeah.
Well, I'm going to do Portugal, but Germany will get through. Right, so let's go through the last...
I didn't even predict Portugal to go through, so...
Right, for this part...
Yeah.
In my predictions, I just basically picked the 4 best teams when actually I don't think that... I've seen other people's predictions and, that's not the way to do it. So let's have a look at the groups again, because we've got to figure out how many points roughly these teams are going to get. So Wales...
I think Wales will get at least 4.
I'm saying win here, draw here, loss there.
Loss.
Yeah. Russia, I say lost. Lost.
I think Russia will go through. Finland, there's a big goals there, and that's an interesting one. Ukraine.
I don't think Ukraine are getting through.
Again, you've got North Macedonia, so you've got goals there. There's goals, and they're capable of getting something against Austria.
Actually, I think I know what. I think I know how it's going to go. I think it'll be Wales, Russia, Ukraine. No. Yeah, Wales, Russia, Ukraine, Germany.
I'd actually go Czech Republic over Germany.
Oh, that group is just too tough.
I just think Group F, where finishes third, will be screwed because other teams will get more points. I look at Sweden, Poland, Spain, so there's a no Czech Republic. They got Scotland, Croatia, who are beatable, and I just think Germany, France, even though I did predict Germany to go far, I just think because they're third in this specific group, they won't go through. Hence why I didn't predict Portugal go through the other one. So we can agree on Wales, Czech Republic. And it sounds stupid, but I think Russia and Ukraine will do it because their groups are just a lot easier, so more points.
I would say I would agree with one of them, and I think one of them will be Ukraine because of Macedonia. I'm going to go Sweden. I think,
even though they got Poland and Spain,
I just think there's always that one result in a group, and I think Sweden could pull off one against, because they got Spain on the opening day, haven't they? And they'll know the Poland-Slovakia score before that. I think they might get a point off Spain and beat Slovakia.
Yeah, technically, I did actually say a draw in that 1-1. So chat, let us know, Russia or Sweden. I'm just going to go Russia because I think their group's a lot easier and they've got more chance of points. But I think, Germany, whoever finishes third, even if France finished third, it's such a hard group to get points out of. So, they've been a bit screwed there. But...
Box has gone Germany, Ukraine, Wales, Sweden. So basically, he's changed Germany, Wales, Ukraine. Oh, so he's basically changed Czech Republic for Germany then. Let me find some others. Wales will get 3 points, says Bailey. I think we'll get 4. I don't think. Yeah. Where is the other one? Bailey reckons Russia will get 0 points. So you reckon they won't beat Finland? Wow.
Oh, Finland are awful. So even
Steven's got Wales, Russia, Sweden, Germany. That's interesting. Ethan's gone Germany, Wales, Sweden, Russia as well. and Bailey's going Sweden out of Sweden and Russia. Do you know what? I think Sweden will do it, but
If you want to put Sweden, it's fine.
no, I think Russia are going to do it. I was going to say, right, this is tough because what I'm thinking is I'll show you exactly what I'm thinking, and then you'll be able to see if you understand. Right, so this is all about Sweden now. So 3 points, 1 point, 0 points, so 4 points. And I think 3 points for Russia, a point against Belgium, a point against Denmark, sorry, and lose to Belgium. But I think Russia will concede more against Belgium than Sweden will against Poland. So I think they'll go through on goal difference.
I love the way our predictions already changed from what we did the other day.
I know, it's just because we're right. Big up to the 18 people in the chat, by the way. But yeah, so do you agree, Sweden or Russia?
I'm going to stick with Russia, mate.
I'm going to have to do it. Right, there we are.
Wales, we'll put Wales winning the tournament, just for a heads up.
Oh, for God's sake, man.
That's the first one is the exact one I had.
Right, let's go down to the bottom because I just want to put everything to the side of it. Right, I think you should both pick a dark horse to go all the way. No.
That's not how it works.
No,
that's not how it works.
So, no, we're just going to go to the top. I know what I'm doing already. Bang. My thoughts. I just think big tour. I don't think we'll go all the way, but I can actually see us getting past Belgium.
No, come on, are you serious? Or
no, of course I ain't. I don't think Belgium will get past the quarters though, but no, let's be honest, lads. I know some people
Wales played Belgium a few weeks back. We did a watch along on my channel, and Wales played well, but Belgium, they didn't play great, but they got that moment caught with De Bruyne, and then the game just flipped. But it'd be awesome if we could do Belgium again, like we did 5 years ago in the round of 16. But sorry, the quarterfinals, I think that wasn't round of 16. But yeah, I think Belgium, would probably beat us in this situation.
Yeah, I think in a one-off game, right? I think we could do it, but I think
exactly.
Pardon?
I was going to say exactly because Wales do turn up for these tournaments.
Where is it? It's being played in Spain as well. So, I mean, Bale.
Thing is, right? I'll say this now. If it was on game day, if this turned up to me and it was game day, I'd say Wales. Yeah, but because it's not game day, but if we were playing, so it was actually round 16 tomorrow, Belgium Wales, I'd say Wales would win because but. Yeah, I got to look at it from a non-biased point of view, so I'd go Belgium, yeah.
Yeah, because when you're looking at it pre-tournament, the tournament's tomorrow, but you know what I mean? When you're looking at it as if to say, looking into the tournament, you'd say, look at Belgium's team, Hazard, De Bruyne, Lukaku, Tielemans. But then when you're thinking in a one-off game, I really do want to click this button because I think in a one-off game, we could do it, and we are looking at it from looking, the day before the tournament. This is going to be 15 odd days into the tournament. You don't know, Belgium.
By the way, this is what Wales would do if we finished third. If we finished second, we'd versus Turkey are playing. So,
yeah, but Denmark.
I'd fancy it. So I'd rather Denmark than thing. But let's just go Belgium and move on.
Yeah, I'm gonna go Belgium. Right, Italy, Austria now. Obviously, I'm going to go Italy because it's the obvious one. But Austria are a tough team to play against. I think this game will be penalties. I think Italy, Austria will be penalties.
It'll be tight, but I think Italy will just get through.
I don't think there'll be many penalty shootout games. So I think there's a few that I know on my predictions that I've done to penalties, but I don't know if the way we've done it they'll work out the same way. But are you agreeing for Italy? I mean, It should be. Right, so that will set up Belgium versus Italy, right? France, Ukraine, I mean, I actually had this on my Euro 2020 simulation earlier, but so it wasn't in the last 16, but I mean, they're looking at the France team, it's massively in favour of France. It's in Bucharest as well, so it's France any day, really, isn't it?
Yeah, easily France.
Now this one, I'm sorry, but I'm
I
doing
don't.
this.
I don't know if you're going to say the same as me, but I'd go Croatia.
Yeah, I'm going Croatia. I think Croatia. There's the same thing that I said about against Poland, against Spain. I think Croatia. Well, like I said, Euro 2016. Croatia beat Spain and topped that group. I think at the moment they're a better team than Spain. They've got better players at the moment. Obviously, Spain got better players they could have picked, but obviously with uncertain situations of COVID and stuff like that, maybe they didn't. But yeah, I'm going to go Croatia to go through in that. A lot of people saying France versus Spain. Yeah,
I think people are just saying Spain because of what they've done before, but you just got to look at the squad, guys. Spain's squad is not great. It's just not great at all.
now this is interesting, but I've got a bold statement about this one. This could be one of the games of the tournament at an early stage anyway.
That game's even. That game's just very even. That's just one of those games that could go either way. But I know a lot of people say Poland because Lewandowski.
That's what I've gone
Russia. But I'll just go Poland. For the reasons he'll be in Lewandowski, it's going to be a tight game and a moment of quality, and I think just Poland.
Not just that, they got some decent. I think Milik is still playing as well, isn't he? So I mean, yeah. Box says it in the chat, Lewandowski to edge it. It's in games like this, it's just literally who's got the better one man to win it, and I personally just think Lewandowski. I mean, you look at the Russia team that, like we said, very good team, Golovin, but apart from that, there's no player that none of them can win the game on their own where Lewandowski can.
Portugal, let's move on. That's piss easy. Let's just move on to that.
Yeah, I'm sorry, but I mean, all England fans will be saying, yeah, we can do it, but I'm sorry, the quality of that Portugal attack is just
game at Wembley. I think that game's at Wembley.
Yeah. Oh,
that changes it, doesn't it? That changes it.
Do you know what? So I think it was actually Matt Goldbridge who said this. He said the winner of this game could potentially go on to the final from here.
That's a big game, that is.
I don't know, because it's at Wembley, which has literally just changed everything, because them. I'm not even going to name them, but them. They're going to want to. Is this at Wembley as well? No, it's not. I was going to say if that was at Wembley, but no, I think the quarterfinal and the semi-final and final are, aren't they? So, Zach as an England fan, I think Portugal. He says so. Even England fans are not predicting against their team, but I think England fans are just predicting with their head, aren't they? And saying,
I think that game it's going to be tight. There'll be a goal in it, extra time, potential penalties. I don't think a team is going to steamroll a team in that 2 or something nil. But I just sort of think England. I think the thing is, if it goes to extra time, I'd probably fancy England because they've got a younger team. And I look at the bench, England. I think they'll have more options on the bench as well. So I don't know, because I didn't have this in my original thing. I had England playing Denmark. I think it was. I predicted Denmark to win. But. I don't know. That's hard.
I'm going to leave that a minute.
Yeah, let's leave that for a minute because that's so hard. One of them that's pretty easy, isn't it?
Yeah, Netherlands.
Yeah.
I mean, could you? No. I was going to say there could be a team that shocks.
Thing is, Netherlands don't even have a great squad. They've just got a really good draw if they win the group. They've got a great draw if they win the group, but they don't have a great squad, do they?
I could see Czech Republic doing it. I really could. Where is it being played? Oh no. Do you know what? I really could see that. I mean, I don't know if anyone in the chat agrees with me, but I think Czech Republic could pull off a shock here. You always see one shock, don't you? And you always see one team go far, like Wales 5 years ago. Sorry, 2012. I'm trying to think. I can't think off the top of my head, but I generally do think they could do it. But
I'm gonna go there. I'll go there.
I think the quality we mentioned earlier, didn't we, with Poland just edging. I think Memphis Depay, Frankie De Jong, Wijnaldum, new PSG player, by the way. But yeah, I'm going to go Netherlands. And this one is absolutely... it's
Like I said, I said earlier, I think Denmark are going to be the dark horses, so I'll go Denmark. Because they've got experience of doing it before in the World Cup, Euros. And I just think with Turkey, they're a good side, but I think people are overrated them a little bit. So I'll go Denmark for that.
Yeah, Stephen said Turkey beating Denmark is a shock. Jack says Czech could do it, but I just can't see it happening. I'm going to go Turkey on my dark horse, so I kind of want to... Right,
so your dark horse is Turkey, right? Guys, you'll have to help us in this one because his dark horse is Turkey, mine's Denmark. So yeah, we're not gonna say anything. We're not gonna influence the chat. Chat, do you think Turkey or Denmark will go through? And we'll wait for a few comments because I don't want to influence you guys' predictions. So
yeah, we'll take the previous comments earlier. So Box. Oh no, he said. Well, Stephen said. Well, Turkey's got Steve. And he said Turkey's gone. Stephen, what? Stephen's gone Turkey. Andrew's gone Denmark. Dewey's gone Turkey. Jack's gone Denmark. Zach's gone Denmark. So I think resigned in Turkey.
no, there's 3 Denmarks and 2 Turkeys, yeah. I believe.
Right, so we'll go Denmark.
Even the chat to find that difficult. That's gonna be a tight game.
Oh my lord! Right, here we go. Oh, we need for God's sake, man, we need to predict this.
Oh, right. It's so hard.
Chap, do it. Also, I must add, if you're English, don't be biased. If you genuinely think England will go through, say it. But if you don't think they will,
you know what? I think England will win it.
Stephen's gone England. Zach's gone England. Dewey's gone Portugal. So it's 2-1 to England.
I think England will. I think the only reason I'm going to say they're going to do it is just because it's at Wembley, so the fans will be incredible. That's the only little thing. I think if it's a neutral venue, it'll be Portugal, but I just think at Wembley, it's a different story, isn't it?
Yeah, I think England wins it, but what a game, Poland-England, that'll be. Kane vs Lewandowski. Right. Belgium-Italy, is this... No, it's not. I was going to see if it was in Rome, because that would have been just scenes. Imagine that, Belgium-Italy and Rome. Right. Now, I'm going to let you into a little bit of a secret, guys, but the other day I put a £5 each way win on Italy in the Euros, so I can't look past it for me. I'm saying Italy. Roberto Mancini, 27 game unbeaten run, doing brilliant at the moment. The squad is quality. A couple of older players at the back in terms of Chiellini, Bonucci, and then you've got Barella in midfield. Chiesa's carried Juventus this season. Stephen's gone Italy. Andrew's gone Belgium. Jack's gone Italy. Boxer's gone Italy.
For me, I think it's Belgium. They've got a better squad than Italy. They've been to a semi-final of the World Cup in 2018. Obviously lost to Wales, so of course they do try and lose in this stage. But I just think De Bruyne is on great form. Lukaku's had a superb season. Mertens has done well. Then you go into the midfield. They've got Witsel, who's been brilliant over in China. They've got Mango. I don't think
interesting what Box has just said, right? He said Hazard barely played for 2 years. De Bruyne not fit. Defence is old.
Nah, De Bruyne is fit. De Bruyne is fit.
Trust him to be fit. Trust him.
I just think De Bruyne will be the difference in this game.
Everyone's going Italy. A lot of Italy. I don't know because obviously
I don't see the hype with Italy though. Really, I don't see the hype.
It's just a big. The thing is with Italy, I've always said this about a few teams. I said it with I say it about Argentina, Germany, Italy, Brazil. Those 4 teams are just know exactly, how to go deep in a tournament. And as Spock says, Barella, Locatelli, Jorginho, Verratti in the midfield. Sean asked what you said, but you're saying Belgium, aren't you? I don't know.
I just think Belgium have got a bit better in quality than Italy. Italy will probably dominate the game, but when you got to play like De Bruyne and Lukaku, we've got superb partnership. You can't look past them. So for me, I don't think any of these 2 teams will win or get to the final. But I think Belgium. But the chat, you go for what you want, guys.
Right. So from this point on, from after Andrew's comment, the first of 3 will win. So Belgium or Italy. The first 3 comments. Well, no, the first that gets 3 comments for that country.
Can't comment more than once.
So we've got 1 Italy, 2 Italy, 3 Italy. So yeah,
fair enough.
and then Zach's gone Belgium, but yeah, it's 3-1. So right, so this one, I mean, yes, I would love to say fairy tale story, but it's got to be France, isn't it?
Yeah.
Right. Oh, look at this part of the draw. This reminds me of the World Cup when I had like Russia, Croatia, England, and
It's like no disrespect to Denmark or Poland, but if you scroll up again, you know you got a Italy Belgium quarter final, and you got a France Croatia, and then you got Denmark and Poland. You know, it's like this side of the draw. If England do finish, well, we predicted to finish first, didn't we? But I think if they finish second, it'll get easier than this. But Poland, England.
I'm going to go England. I just think this you can't look past. I mean, if they're going to get past Portugal, who are basically an all-rounded squad, it's basically Lewandowski. There's not much more in there, is there?
I had Denmark, England at this stage. I mean Denmark, but I think Denmark are better than Poland, so I'll go England.
There we are. And
this feels wrong for England so far. I feel sick.
I generally think they'll beat the winner of this as well. Like, I really generally do. Like, it's at Wembley. I'm going to go Netherlands because Denmark are good. It's just.
Do you know what? I'll go Denmark over Netherlands. I generally would go Denmark.
Right. I'm 110% saying Netherlands. So let us know in the chat, Denmark or.
The reason why I'm going Denmark is they're just a bare all-round. They don't have many superstars, but they're just an all-round team. And I just think Schmeichel in goal will make the difference. World-class keeper. Then when you've got Eriksson on free kick, they've got Kasper Dolsberg, players like that. I just think Denmark. I just fancy them over Netherlands. You know, Netherlands.
3 Denmark. Denmark have won.
It's like Netherlands. It's like they've got a decent team, but it's not great, is it? It's like the fullbacks for Netherlands.
Bold statement. Van Dijk is in the squad. It's that for me.
Yeah. And Van der Beek's injured, of course, as well, which is a big blow.
Van der Bench. So Italy, France. Then I mean, I've got a bloody bet on this.
You just can't say much. It's just gonna be France are just too good, aren't they? So
France are gonna win this one. I think they'll win Qatar. I think they'll win the next Euros. They're just gonna dominate the world for the next 10 years.
It says a lot when America Laporte's got to change country to get a game. That just says it all.
It says a lot when they can. I think there was someone put on Twitter 16 France teams that could have qualified for the Euro. 16.
I'll tell you what though, I apart from England, I'd love anyone to beat France to win the thing. So, like if it was England, France, obviously France, but if anyone is in the final, I'd love to see a different winner than France because I love an upset. But if it's England, France. No chance. France, come on. But yeah, I hate to see France to win it, but it's probably going to happen. So we'll go France for the final. And then
for this, I'm just going England. You can't look past. I mean, look.
You know what? I know this sounds stupid, but I'm going to go Denmark.
Oh, I'm sorry, but no, that's just way too far. Right?
It's not though because England lost to Croatia. Croatia are a similar type of team to Denmark. England Croatia
are better than Denmark. Croatia are better than Denmark.
Similar team though.
Right,
no, you say that though. Croatia only beat Denmark in 2018 on penalties, so it was a tight game, wasn't it? So I just fancy Denmark because England, young team, don't have that much experience, tend to bottle it quite a lot, like Man United in finals and shit like that. But I'll go Denmark because I did have this exact picture. It's like a quarter final. I predicted Denmark because this game is our neutral venue, I believe.
Is that Wembley?
Fuck off.
Yeah.
That's bullshit. Nah,
final at Wembley, yeah.
I'll go Denmark then. I don't care. Screw it.
Right, let's have
I know the chat's going to say England, but nah, I can't. I physically can't say I want England in the final. I can't do it.
England won't get this far. Yes, Reece, I was going Denmark too. I can see Denmark killing the game and getting a winner against England. England have a dodgy back four. Denmark are a one-man team. England here, but I don't think they'll get past Portugal. Also, so some people would have had it like this, and then probably like that.
And this is the reason why I said Denmark will be dark horses because their side of the draw is good. That's why I said they're going to be my dark horses. Hence, why I've got them into, quarter semi-final. But realistically, the chat will go England, so go England, but I'll go Denmark. But yeah, so it'll be England.
And then I'm sorry, but I really am sorry, but you can't.
Yeah. We don't even want the chat opinions for that. There's no way England will beat France. So
There is no way. Well, personally, I mean, we'll look back at it, right? I reckon this will happen personally. So if that happened, you'd obviously say them to get past Poland. Would you then say Portugal to get past Denmark?
I'd say Poland to beat Portugal.
And then what would you say here? Denmark still.
I'll go Denmark, yeah.
And then no, I'm joking.
Denmark to win it.
Someone actually said they think Denmark will win the Euros.
But I think people can respect my vote for saying why Denmark will go so far. That's why I'm a dark horse, because their side of the draw is great.
England won't get to the final, says Luca. Anything can happen, never say never. England to beat France just to annoy everyone. No, Kieran. Instant ban. England won't get to the final. Let's have a look at something else, actually, just for a little bit of fun. Obviously, I know everyone is taking part in my match predictor prediction league, but we're just going to do it as a community a minute.
I'm going to do a league like Michael set up tab on my tab and stuff like that. But yeah,
right. So these are obviously my original predictions, but we'll obviously go through it as the live chat. Turkey, Italy. What do you think first? Obviously,
I think,
and then obviously the live chat.
I think I said 1-0 Italy. So yeah, I'll just say what team. I think Italy. Yeah.
Yeah. So we'll just stick with that. Does anyone disagree that Italy won't win? Obviously, if you think Turkey are going to get a win, or if you think it's going to be a draw. Zach says I can't lie, but I can see Switzerland beating Wales. Another instant ban from the channel. Stephen says 2-0 Italy. Kieran says Turkey 2, Italy 2. Yilmaz, Brace, and Immobile and Chiesa. Box goes 1-0 Italy. Lewis goes 1-1. So it's pretty much Italy, isn't it? I mean, if you look here, most popular predictions, they're all Italian wins. Italy only conceded 7 goals in that 27 games. Yeah, 2 in Italy. Right, with that.
Look at the state of the popular predictions for the Wales-Switzerland game. That's all the English, Harris. That's the English, I'm telling you. That's hanging out. That's shocking. That's actually shocking.
Well, what would you say for this then?
I'd go for you 1-0. We don't score a lot of goals, and I just think we'd win it 1-0.
They don't concede a lot either. Switzerland. They're a 0-0 or 1-0 team.
If you're a neutral, it'll be a shit game to watch. That's all I'll say.
For Turkey, I saw that. Stephen says 2-1 Wales. Kieran says 1-0 Wales. Ben Cabangal. God, he's not even going to start.
No, he's not going to start, which is a joke. But yeah, it is what it is, isn't it?
Yeah, this one, Belgium. Belgium. Yeah. Denmark, Finland. Sorry.
Yeah, Denmark will win that convincingly.
Zach says Wales 1, Switzerland 2. Kieran's joking. He reckons Kiefer Moore will score. Box goes 3-0 Wales. Dan James hat-trick. Never.
It's not going to be 3. It's not going to be
3. If Wales put a strong team out, 2-1 Wales. Stephen says Bale and James to score, and he's gone 2-1. Right, so what did you say for Denmark, Finland?
2-0 Denmark.
I'm going 3-1. Reese is going 2-0. I will show you the code for my fantasy league in a minute, and then I'll explain the predictor thing again in a minute. Denmark 2-0, Eriksson and Poulsen. Jack's going back to the Wales game. Bale, Brace. Do you know what? This is so unpopular, probably, and controversial. I think Bale's going to have a shit Euros.
Yeah, I don't think he'll be a stand-up player because he'll get man-marked. So,
do you know who I think our stand player is going to be? I don't know if you've seen my video or you did, but do you reckon who do you reckon mine's going to be? Because I've got an unpopular one.
For me, playing the tournament for me will probably be Dan James.
I've gone David Brooks.
Is he? I don't think he'll start, mate. To be honest,
he should. He's one of the most he is one of the most technically gifted in there. So 1-0 Denmark, Ericsson. Belgium, Russia then.
2-0 Belgium.
I just see Russia just sneaking a goal from like a set piece or somewhere like Zuba or Golovin.
Actually, no, sorry. I think I say 3-1 Belgium.
2-1. No, we're not on the Croatia game yet. We're on Belgium, Russia. But yeah, it will be 2-1 Croatia. Yeah, you're right. Harry Wilson Kieran for Wales Player of the Tournament. I don't know about that.
I love Harry Wilson now because he's a Liverpool player. Harry Wilson's a class player.
He wasn't good last season.
Nah, I didn't see him last season. I think he was living under a rock or something.
Well, so you're saying 3-1, I'm saying 2-1. What about England, Croatia? Saying 2-1?
1-1.
You think? Oh, no, stop it.
I can't see England losing at home the first game.
Box says if England lose at home, Southgate will be sacked.
He won't be sacked.
They'll say don't bother travelling to where else is it? Don't bother travelling from Wembley to the hotel and then back again.
Me and Mike could go into that game Wembley. Me and Mike love a trip to Wembley. Me and Mike could go it. So we'll see you guys there.
We hate it. Absolutely hate it.
But Fogden didn't even get a ticket for that, so no vlog for him. Hashtag gutted.
Unlucky. Kiefer Moore for Ballon d'Or, no way. Kieran's gone Belgium 3, Russia 2. Steven's gone 1-0, Harry Kane. Kante is 5.5 mil on fantasy. Yeah, I mean, it's an absolute steal, but I just don't want to put him in for the first game against Germany. I will put him in, but not against Germany. Austria, Macedonia. Am I being a bit nice here? I don't know.
I went 2-0.
Yeah, see, the thing is, in the Euros, in the World Cup, right, like, you always think there'll be a hammering. Because I remember the World Cup when Russia played Saudi Arabia, I said 2-0. I said this could be a hammering, but I'm just going to go 2-0. It's the same with this one, really. It could be a hammering, but I think...
Yeah, didn't Russia win 5-0? I think it was 5-0. Yeah,
5-0, yeah. Kieran says England 1-0 Croatia. Foden, his new... Oh, shut up about his ear. Oh, that's just triggered me on so many levels about...
When Paul Pogba does it, yeah, he doesn't concentrate for Man United. When Foden does it, world-class trim.
Yeah, it's stupid, man. It's so biased. 3-1 says Kieran for Austria. Don't sleep on... Oh, I don't know. Well, I'm going to sleep nice tonight, and it won't be on Macedonia. So, I don't know. Yeah, no, 2-0. Conservative. Netherlands, Ukraine. I think. Wow,
another 2-0 Netherlands for me.
I don't think they'll score 3 past Ukraine. I mean, they got a quality goalkeeper, Pyatov. He's been playing for about 20 years, and that's not taking the mick. That's probably near enough the truth. So 2-0, you said?
Yeah.
Scotland, Czech Republic.
2-0 Czech Republic. Scotland. I'm going to be honest, they're just shit. So
where are they getting a goal from? I don't even know why I've done that. Where are they getting a goal from? Che Adams off the bet. Oh, no, he's going to have to start, isn't he? Oh,
yeah,
no.
Czech Republic will win that.
Kieran's gone 1-0 Ukraine. Shock of the first round. Poland, Slovakia.
Well, I can't remember what I put, but if I do it now, 1-0 Poland.
There's not going to be a hammering in these games, is there? Spain, Sweden.
1-1. I'll go draw.
Oh, do you know what? I'm going to go even worse.
Fucking hell!
There's always a shock in one round of a tournament. Hungary versus Portugal. The only reason I've got 2-1 is because Portugal, the last few major tournaments, they don't start quickly, so I'm going to go 2-1.
2-0 Hungary.
Get out.
Ronaldo own goal. Nah, 3-0 Portugal. I think they'll steamroll Hungary, to be honest.
And then France, Germany.
2-1 France, tight game. Germany will to take the lead, and then Mbappe to get 2 goals and to win the golden boot and stuff like that.
No, don't be silly. Right, let me get through the squads because I do want to actually look through some of the squads because they're...
Did you know that predictions? Do they go into like a league, do they?
Yeah, I think they do go into some sort of league. Yeah, right. Let me.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to have a look at that. Because I was going to live stream my fantasy tonight, but yeah, I'm not doing that. No one's going to be awake at like fucking 12 o'clock, so I'll let you guys sleep.
Right, so let's have a look at the teams then. So earlier on, I was actually speaking to you, and unfortunately, your battery went low, so you couldn't actually answer this. But I said I made my own video on the Wales team and the selection. First of all, what would you rate the team out of 10? Not the team, the squad out of 10. And then what would you have changed? Because there is a lot to change.
Probably a 7 out of 10. It's decent. There's some question marks there. Forward line, we've only got Keith Moore as a recognised striker. Tyler Roberts done a wide in there. A Christian Deutsch from Hibernian had a great season again. Doesn't get in there. Ruben Colwell. He's probably good.
What's Ian done not to get in there? I'm sorry.
He's probably a good youngster, but let's be fair, he's not going to play. At least with Josh Sheehan, he could come off the bench because he has done it before. But Ruben Colwell, if we need a midfielder to come on if a midfielder gets injured, you're not going to bring him on. There's just a way. I don't understand. Like Chris Gunter, what's he coming for? He's shit. He's generally crap. We could break. I know who someone got injured, didn't I? think it was Lockyer, and he wasn't in the squad.
Yeah.
He wasn't originally in the squad, Lockyer, and then someone got injured, so he came in.
Lawrence.
But yeah, Lawrence was in. So say James Lawrence was fit, Lockyer wouldn't be in, but then we're going to bring fucking Chris Gunter in. Why? I don't care if we need 2 right backs because other players can play that. He's not going to play, which is my annoying thing. So yeah, defensively apart from that, it's decent, I guess, and. That Colwell one just annoyed me because he's not going to play. So it's just a waste of a squad number. And, forwards, we've only got Keith Moore. We're not even using him. Keith Moore's a great striker for Wales. And, Tyler Roberts, I'd rather have Robson Carno over him, to be honest. I think Robson Carno, at least he was actually offering something for West Brom towards the end of the season where he got 4 or 5 goals. Tyler Roberts got 1 goal. Again, who was it? West Brom? Jesus Christ, mate. No, Southampton, sorry. I tap in. Yeah, bloody hell.
He's got a 4-year contract or 5-year contract with Leeds as well now, Tyler Roberts.
He's got Bielsa's nudes. That's why.
Right. Let's have a look at the favourites then. Look at their team. I mean,
Christ.
Look at that. I mean, forwards you've got Ben Yedder, quality striker. Benzema, whether he's fit or not, quality striker. Dembele, whether whatever you think about him, he's going to be crucial. Giroud, for me, he's one of the most underrated strikers. Griezmann turns up for France, and then you can't say it. Paris. Thought he played for PSG. So Mbappe is just on another level, and Thuram is just Thuram. He's just quality, and then the midfield. I mean, the main man here, just quality. Kante. How is Sissoko in there though? That's quite confused. I don't think he's done that well. I think Ndombele's done better than in this season, but yeah, they're probably the favourites, and that's the reason why. And just look at that team, the defence, squad depth. I really like that Dubois this season. He's played quite well for Lyon, but yeah, Mike Mannion. Look at that. Those 2 goalkeepers are quality, and none of them are going to play.
Yeah, that's a 10 out of 10 squad. You can't deny. So
another one of the favourites. We hate talking about them, but we have to bring it up.
There are a few question marks over this squad, isn't there?
I'm going to put the first question mark out there, and I know people are going to say he's a good outlet and so, but for me, no. If I was England, no. I wouldn't be taking him, and the only reason
I think if Greenwood didn't pull out, I don't think Pack would have got in.
Yeah, I said that. The only reason he's in there is because Mason Greenwood. And do you know what? Overrated.
Who would you have brought in though for Sterling? Because at the end of the day, England don't have too many out. They don't have too many out wingers, do they? So
Patrick Bamford. Robbed. Patrick Bamford has been robbed. That's he second highest goal scorer for because and talking about wingers, half of them are in this midfield section. Grealish plays out wide. Foden can play out wide. Saka's out wide. Sancho's out wide.
Mm.
But yeah,
he just brought so many defenders. Just
sorry,
brought a lot.
that is questionable. I'm sorry. I love him, Newport, but I'm sorry. You don't take Ben White.
In my opinion, Eric Dyer. I know people say he's shit and that, but he should be above. If you listen, though, I think Dyer should be above Mings and Cody. He's a better defender than both of them, in my opinion. And he's done it before for England. I know he's obviously not first choice Eric Dyer, but if someone wanted, for example, if Cody and Mings were Welsh, I'd want Eric Dyer ahead of those two because Mings is a calamity. He's not even the best English centre-back at Villa. And then Cody is not great in a back four at all. And at least with Eric Dyer, he can set in midfield. He can score, a big goal. He scored in the Euro 2016 a free kick against Russia. So, yeah. I don't know how those three are ahead of Eric Dyer. But
do you know who I would have put in there ahead of Cody and Mings?
Tomori.
Yeah, Fikayo Tomori, and it's Premier League biased. It really is. I mean, Sancho. If you don't take Sancho because of Premier League bias, then I think Southgate is getting sacked. Bellingham again questionable, but apart from that, I mean, there's a couple of players that have done well. Tomori, who's done fantastic abroad, doesn't even get a look in. And for me, this is not biased whatsoever. But if England lose out on Aaron Wan-Bissaka there, I get that they've got right backs. I really do get that. But, you've lost out on a player there, personally. He's going to go to Congo. You can't really say anything about the goalkeeper situation because Johnson's not going to play. It's going to be Pickford. All England fans want it to be Henderson. It's going to be Pickford. The second choice goalkeeper sometimes gets one game.
I know this sounds stupid, but if I was Southgate, I'd go Sam Johnstone ahead of those two. And the reason, for me, Johnstone is a better keeper than Pickford and Henderson. For me, honestly, Henderson, the amount of mistakes I see him make are ridiculous. Pickford, great agility keeper-wise, but makes mistakes. And Johnstone, he's just a solid keeper, isn't he? Like that save he made the other day against Romania was absolutely immense.
It was absolutely fantastic.
What a game! What a game, Jeff! What a game!
But I think, do you know what? And I'm gonna pick out one man from each of the sort of favourite section that we've got as sort of the main man. And for me, I'm probably
Calvert-Lewin.
Is this man? He's going to be pivotal to whether England go far in this tournament.
Where does he even start? Because you know what Southgate's like.
Yeah, what Southgate's like, yeah, but he has to. He has to start. I mean, you can't.
One man we didn't talk about, James Ward-Prowse.
Yeah, he gets in for me. I mean, the thing is with Southgate, right, and England fans can disagree or agree with me here, but if you take out a right back, personally, you don't have to put another defender in there, Southgate. I mean, that one sort of absentee doesn't mean you replace him pretty much like for like, because Ben White can play right back. For me, you put Ward-Prowse or Jesse Lingard in there.
The thing is, I don't even think he'll play a back five because he hasn't been playing back five in friendlies. So let's just say Maguire, Stones, Shaw, Walker. So he's left out there Chilwell, Cody, Reece James, Tyrone Mings, Kieran Trippier,
again. Who did you say?
White. So I put Maguire, Stones, Shaw, and Walker.
Yeah.
And then he's leaving out 6 defenders. You could replace 2 of those, 2 centre backs, because he loves to say, Reece James can play centre back. There's no need to have 6 defenders there who aren't going to play because he's not going to play a back 5. So, it's just really negative. And, you've got Henderson, Rice, Phillips, and Bellingham, 4 defensive midfielders. You don't need 4. It's laughable. And that's why, in my opinion, Eric Dyer should have gone. Because you take him out for a Cody, then you can replace a defender, bring in a Ward-Prowse, and then Dyer, if needed, complete the M as well. It's a weird one.
Don't give Reece job the England job. You'll make them world champions.
That's just my opinion. But
what would you rate their sort of squad selection then and their chances?
Squad selection 9 out of 10, strong. Chances 8. I think for me they're definitely top 5 favourites, so I'd say they got strong chances of winning.
And we didn't say France's favourites, by the way. So I'm saying
France, definite champions. You might as well give them the trophy now.
Can you imagine France don't win? I would love it though.
Yeah, as long as it's not England who wins it. Or I don't want France to. As long as it's not France or England or Scotland, I don't care.
Another one of the favourites, Portugal.
And Mike says they like Portugal. I don't mind Portugal. I don't mind them, but for me, Messi. I'll tell you what would be class. If Portugal and Argentina both win, Messi and Ronaldo both win a major trophy this year for international, that'd be class. But
oh my lord! And then Ronaldo flies over to South America and takes the Euro with him and stands next to Messi. Oh.
Well, at the end of the day, has Ronaldo ever won the Copa America? No, so neither has Messi. I don't think so.
Messi's never won the.
But then you could say Ronaldo never won it because he didn't even. Well, he played 2 minutes in the final or whatever it was. So.
Yeah. But yeah, what do you think of this team? I mean, first of all, I mean, you got these two here, Cancelo and Diaz, quality. But like I said, Patricio, good goalkeeper. I'll tell you what, Mendes looked awesome when he was playing yesterday. When he came on for about 15-20 minutes, looked really good. Carvalho, I don't rate Carvalho, to be honest with you. I rate Danilo Pereira ahead of him. The main man, 2 goals, 1 assist yesterday. Won't say anymore. The Wolves midfield of Neves and Moutinho, quality. But it's this area, isn't it? Pepe, Font. That's
solid players, but it's the age, isn't it?
Yeah, and you said it earlier. If it goes to extra time penalties, I don't think they're not going to have the stamina. But it's going to be Diaz, isn't it? It's going to be Diaz next to one of them.
I think it'll be Pepe, Diaz and Pepe.
Yeah, but I think Font might actually have an injury. I think.
Well, I think Pepe's got to play because the way I see him in the Champions League against Juventus, he was absolutely phenomenal. Man marked Ronaldo out the game, just saying Ronaldo couldn't score against Porto, but no one talks about it.
Ronaldo wanted his Portuguese team to get through. That's what it was.
Yeah. Well, and then Porto lost to Chelsea, but
how the hell did Chelsea win the Champions League? But yeah, we won't talk about that. And what do you think of their front line then?
It's a solid front line. Hart, I think, is incredibly underrated. He's been class for Liverpool when he's played. Last one, not really heard of Silva from Benfica, to be honest. But, Ronaldo, Andre Silva, Felix is a good front three in it.
So what would you rate this squad? I would say
8 out of 10.
I would say 7 or 8, yeah. And chances, I would say 7 or 8 again.
Yeah.
Right. Let's have a look at your dark horse then. And then I'll look at mine before we wrap this up. So, yeah, quite solid.
Yeah, I forgot to mention Thomas Delaney. Bloody hell. Højbjerg as well. Yeah, I forgot to mention him. Very, very good midfielders there. The 2 Brentford midfielders had a great season as well. Up front, that's where they could potentially struggle. But, they got Schmeichel in there, which is absolutely awesome. Defensively, they got Christiansen, who's had a good season with a thing. They've got Simon Kjaer. That's why I think make them a dark horse. They've got some excellent players in that team, Denmark. Excellent players. It's just, I think up front they could potentially struggle, but defensively, midfield-wise, and keeper-wise, they're solid.
So, what would you rate this squad and their chances? I would say
I'd give 7 out of 10 for squad. Chances 2 out of 10. They're not going to win, are they? So,
yeah. Why did I just say 8? I would say 4 actually for Denmark, and then I'll go to my dark horse in Hungary. He said Hungary in Turkey, and I'll show you the man. This man here, Burak Yilmaz. Absolutely, he won the league for Lille this season. Got some good players as well. Cengiz Under from Leicester. Tufan is a good player in midfield. Obviously, we know Çalhanoğlu. And then Kabak. The only thing with Kabak, there's a mistake in him. I don't think he'll start either. I think it'll be Demiral and Sonucu at the back. But yeah, I mean, they're not going to win it, are they? Like I said, they're not going to win the tournament. But in terms of the squad, I think it's the same with Denmark. You got some good players in there, but they all work as a team. Squad, I'd probably say 6.
Yeah, I'd agree with that.
No, I'll go 6. I'll go 6 because I was going to say 6.5, but I know you don't like 0.5s. So I'm going to go 6, and chances lower than Denmark, so 2.
I'd go 0. Then I'd put my house on the line. They're not going to win, are they?
0.
It's like Wales, Scotland, Czech Republic, Austria. They're not going to win the Euros, are they? So
right. Before we wrap it up, I will just quickly show you one thing before I let you go.
Make sure you guys put your questions in as well if you've got any questions.
Get your questions in whilst I do this, and then I'll go through your questions. So basically, what I'm doing is, hang on, how do I get there? We are. So what I'm doing for the Euros is, sort of a European or Euro 2020 prediction league. So I've got all the entrants on here, which I'll be doing with a scoring system. And then what I'll be doing here is going through putting each of the games in the match day. And then as soon as you guys have submitted your predictions for that match day, so match day 1, 2, 3, last 16, quarterfinal, semi-final, final. Once you've predicted that, your predictions will be locked in then. So even if you edit it, that is your prediction. And you can't enter any other way other than via the comment section of that video. So can't message me on Twitter, Instagram, or anything like that.
Just DMing you the predictions.
So you can't sort of get any other way apart from through the comment section. And we've got, let me just find it. We've got very own. There he is, very own Swans Away Days there. So yeah.
My predictions there pretty solid.
Hopefully you guys can try and beat Reese to that. There's no code, guys. Go into the last the video on my channel where I went through the game week 1 predictions, and then just comment all your predictions in there, and then I will enter you in here. So just go through on that video. I think it titles Hungary to beat Portugal ? And yeah, so just go on to that, and then
so you're doing whoever gets the most points out of the full tournament of the people who think you're giving them a prize,
yeah, and whoever wins each match day gets a shout out.
Yeah, I'm doing mine a bit differently to Mike. There's 3 things. So I've got myself doing it, guests who are doing it, and the community. So the guests are people per episode, so Mike might feature in one of them, just heads up if he's free and stuff like that. But yeah, so if the guests win, for example, whatever guests have the most points in the game week will get a prize. If the community win, which means I pay a random person in the comments, if the community wins, I'll do a draw and like this tweet or whatever. And if I win, then I'll just buy myself a Ferrari or something like that. But yeah, I'm not going to do a spreadsheet like Mike because that looks absolutely confusing. I think I'll just stick to the notebook and pen, good old-fashioned way, and do it like that. And I'm going to steal Mike. Whoever gets the most points in the cards will get a shout out. So I've nicked that off you, but it's all right.
That's fine. Well, thanks for joining me for this preview of Euro 2020, which does start tomorrow, like we say. So yeah, is there any final words you want to say? And then obviously, where can they find you?
Yeah, we'll be doing a Copa America one tomorrow. Looking forward to the Copa America. I just gone, Mike. I don't know if he's. I'm just. All right, I was just wondering if you've gone, but yeah, where you can find me, Swans Away Days, of course. I'm sure the link will be down below. You can just find me wherever you are. Me and Mike are doing very similar content. Also, me and Mike are doing a show which you'll probably announce in a moment, so I'll let him explain that. But yeah, looking forward to it. I am going to do Copa America. I'm not going to do videos on it like predictions. I'm just going to do live streams to make it up for all the games I'm missing. So if I do miss games, I'll do Copa America one. So if anyone's awake at 1 or 2 a.m. in the morning, then feel free to come on the channel because why not? And they are all free. But yeah, looking forward to it. Like I said, the Euro games I will be able to watch. I will be streaming if I'm not in work or college. And then looking forward to it. And of course, there will be late night streams with Copa America and stuff like that. So looking forward to it. And yeah, bring on the Euros.
Yeah. And that show that Reese was on about is going to be dropping tomorrow night as well. It's called Euro Daily Talk. Basically, what we'll be doing is focusing on the day at the Euros. Obviously tomorrow night we're not going to have much to talk about because it's the opening game. But we'll be just reviewing the game, and then obviously won't have predictions for the next day because obviously you guys have already done that on my prediction league anyway and on Reese's. So we'll just be analysing that game and then basically saying what we think people's chances are going into the next game. So for example, if Turkey were to beat Italy 2-0, we'd say how do we think Turkey are going to go on from here? How are Italy going to respond from losing, and etc. etc. So that'll be dropping.
Yeah, just a heads up. We don't really have a set time for it because of my work thing. So tomorrow's going to be a little bit of a late one because I don't finish until 10 and I'm getting like an 11 o'clock bus. So tomorrow might be a little bit of a late one, but it won't be that long because it's only one game. And, if there is any Turkish or Italian fans in here, I know Turkey fans are absolutely mental. So if Turkey lose and we start criticising them, expect some Turkish replies in the comments. Like they would to bloody Alexander Sorlov, 3.5 million Instagram comments telling them to come to bloody, where was it, Fenerbahce? Not Trabzonspor, whatever it's called.
Bloody hell. Well, thanks for joining me. Like I said, I'll be doing a watch along for Turkey Italy tomorrow. Kick off at 8 o'clock, so I'll probably be live around 10 to 8, something like that. So make sure you stay tuned for that. If you're watching this on playback, please make sure to like and subscribe to Reese. Obviously, like I said, watch along from 10 to 8, and then the Euro Daily Talk. I don't know what time that'll be. It'll probably be around 11:30, something like that. Like I said, we won't be on here till like gone 1-2 o'clock because it's only one game, so it'll probably only be.
Well, I'll be doing that Sunday night for Venezuela versus Colombia. Come on.
Get in
by
there.
the way, I got a question. Got a question for you. Are you doing any Copa America streams? Or are you just not bothering with that?
I might just join yours, to be fair. Yeah. So thanks for joining us, and Euro 2020 starts tomorrow. Turkey against Italy. Be here. Mike Green Sports HD from 10 to 8.